Hi, I'm Joel. It's kind of a damp Tuesday morning. I'm in Hampshire today, and it's the 3,567th day in a row that I'll have run at least 3 miles. So that's a big number. Well, today I'm extremely pleased to be here. I'm running with somebody who I'm really interested in talking to. I think you'll find it really interesting as well. He's got an amazing story. Right, that's going to be 3 miles. Let's get to it. Morning, Brian.
Morning, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Thanks so much for running with me.
That's all right.
It's a real privilege. You've got an amazing story going this way. Terrific. Well, for anybody who doesn't recognise you, and there can be few people that don't, this is Brian Wood, holder of the Military Cross, and somebody who's been through a terrible story, really. If you don't mind sort of talking a little bit about that, I really want to come on to why I'm wearing a Keep Attacking t-shirt and why you're wearing shorts and a hat and a top as well. That's the interesting part of the story. So I guess your book as well, Double Crossed, is a fantastic read. Was it 17 years ago you found yourself being shot at in Iraq?
Yeah.
And then how many years later were you punished in the British court system without any help from the military? That was 4 years after that, was it? Or
yeah, 5 years after that. Yeah, going right here. Yeah, so like so many, I deployed to Iraq, 2004.
And what regiment were you in?
PWRR, Princess of Wales Royal Regiment.
Right.
And we hit the uprising, so there was a huge kind of militia force which fronted up against the coalition forces, which was obviously us, and it was a very aggressive and violent period of time to be in Iraq. And on the 14th of May, we were hit by an ambush. Militia fighters were dug in trench types.
And you just walked into that, or you just...
No, we were actually driving down to...
Did you know that you were there, or the intelligence told you there were people there?
Nah, we were on the way down to do a casualty evacuation for 2 British soldiers that had been injured. And on the way down there to go and extract them, we were hit ourselves.
Shit.
And dismounted and closed with and killed and captured a number of militia fighters, and 20 were killed that day.
And I'm right in thinking there were 3 of you and 28 of them.
5. 3 of them, 3 lads in my vehicle, me plus 2, and go right up here.
That's insane, Brian.
And then we were joined by 2 other guys. One was another commander, more senior than me, and we just had a discussion behind the bank about how we were going to take this main position out, and we went forward and achieved our mission.
That's incredible. I can't imagine. I've been on shooting ranges when I was at school, but I can't imagine walking towards people who are firing at you. That must go against everything you've been... Well, it just must be extremely difficult to get your head around.
I mean, as a frontline soldier, you're always trained to close with and destroy the enemy.
Sure, but not in those kind of numbers, surely.
But yeah, I mean, we were outgunned and outnumbered, but we did have good fire support from our vehicle, and with true grit, determination and courage, we went forward, and fortunately enough, we never sustained any casualties.
That's amazing. And that's for which you won quite rightly, you won the Military Cross.
Yeah, there's a couple of other incidences as well, which kind of then...
Go ahead.
Built the...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's wet, isn't it? Built the citation, so... But yeah, I mean, the Battle of Danny Boy was very infamous in its own way.
And am I right in thinking that was the first time somebody had fixed bayonets since the Second World War?
I think
that
bayonets.
sounds horrifying.
I think bayonets are fixed regularly because it's just a standing procedure. But it was the press that
Right.
built it up to be
Right. Gotcha.
something spectacular. But as frontline soldiers, when you're in close quarters, it's just a standard procedure.
Gotcha. So, fast forward 5 years, I think you were doing your Marines selection, right?
Yeah.
Your wife got a letter saying that they were charging you with murder.
Yeah, there was allegations. I wasn't getting charged at that point.
Oh, right. So you
But
just had
there
to
was-
defend yourself
yeah.
against it.
There was basically going to be a public inquiry launched, and the allegations that are against me and my fellow soldiers.
Yeah, it wasn't just you, right? It was,
No, exactly. And I will say that it wasn't just me. I've been very vocal about it, but there was many soldiers who were experiencing what I was experiencing, and
Yeah.
I just didn't want to let it settle for that. I wanted
Yeah, good for you.
people to know
That's
how
outrageous.
difficult it is to be a British soldier and what we go through, and the split-second decisions that we have to make in extreme circumstances, and it was important for me to do that. But yeah, finding out from my wife that there was going to be a public inquiry,
That must have felt like a punch in the stomach.
yeah, it
right
was.
there. But
It was, and I highlighted that in my book.
It's a great book, by the way. Anybody should read that. Fascinating, great read. Really, congratulations on that. It was.
Now I appreciate it. It done better than what I thought it was going to do, and
Now they're making it into a film. That's
yeah, we're in
That's
production
exciting.
now.
That's amazing, Brian. Well, that must make you feel kind of vindicated after the depths of the lows that you must have been through. Sorry,
Sorry.
during the trial and so on.
Yeah,
Now's a good time. Now's your time.
It was 10 years to get to this point, and or even longer. And there was a lot of lows. There was a lot of tears. There was a lot of adversity. You know, and I'm not the only person who experiences hard times, I know that. But what I was really passionate about and focused on was not allowing it to define me, to find ways to keep attacking forward and find ways to continue to put one foot in front of the other, because I didn't want to play the victim card. I knew all the allegations that they were saying was untrue, and it was just then a case of, you know, managing my headspace, which was really hard at times.
God, it must be incredibly difficult.
But I went and seek some support for it, some help for a professional, because dealing with the aftermath of war is hard enough anyway,
Yeah.
on what you see and what you do. But then to come back, and then 5 years later, going through these allegations, which are just crazy, and also highlighting my integrity, which was the hardest thing to accept. It was at breaking point a few times, but I continue to show up each day and to continue moving forward.
I guess that's the only way, and we can all take a lesson from that, I think. And how important has sport been in your kind of rehabilitation, both from war, which must have had its knock-on mental consequences, and the terrible way you were treated by the justice system, right? I know you run a lot on Instagram,
Yeah.
but how important is fitness and sport generally?
Yeah, it's an environment that I know too well, you know, being around teammates, the cohesion, the banter, the camaraderie. It's what I've been used to growing up, and I was a keen footballer back in the day, so being involved in sport is like 90 minutes that you don't think of anything other than
Right.
winning
Yeah.
and playing for your teammates, and it's a release, isn't it? It's just an incredible way of having your time, and running does that for me. It's my time that I need to stimulate my body, get them endorphins going, and it's important for me to have my time,
Well,
and this is it. So
thank you for sharing your time with me today.
No, it's not a problem.
I know exactly what you mean. It's kept me sane on my streak at times during this past 10 years that I've been doing it. So explain why we're both wearing keep attacking gear. Where did that all come from?
It's something that I wanted to do for a while, and but I knew the market's flooded and there's incredible brands out there and clothing, apparel.
You're doing loops?
No, I'm going down.
Right.
And but this was my time, and it was actually just about to go into lockdown, so no better to put pressure on yourself than launching it just before lockdown. But I've done a lot of work beforehand. I want to keep attacking is something I've been using for years, and actually my team 6 years ago, when we went and done an event in Scotland, was called Keep Attacking, and it's something that I used to say to myself daily through the inquiry. And then I knew, like I said before, I wasn't the only person going through some difficult times within my life. So I knew that mantra was there to be used by anyone who wants to use it. It was then finding a logo which was just clean, sharp, and just kind of bold, really. And it took me ages to find it, and I wanted it personal to my family, me. And it's actually the W in my name.
Oh yeah.
My surname. So when I found it, I was ready to go, but I haven't had any business experience, so I just kind of mapped it out, planned it, and but didn't have any money to really do anything with it.
Sure.
So what I did was I funded the first part myself, so I got a few bits of clothing in, and I trained hard in it, made sure it was respectable enough so if someone was paying their hard-earned money, they would be happy with it. And it took a while. I got a little collection together, and then what I did was I done a 14-day pre-order, and to be honest, in 14 days it went crazy nuts.
I think that's when I bought this, actually.
Yeah, to the point that I was shipping out all over the world, and I couldn't really believe it, if I'm honest. But what I did was I kept the money within the business.
Sure.
And then just cycled it, brought some more range, trained hard in that range, and just regenerated the cash in it. And to date, we're 7 months old now.
Oh, good for you.
And I still haven't done one marketing push.
No, that's fantastic.
Well, it's all been organic, but I've started to do a few things now which I'm going to go into that space because we've got that budget in the business now. So
Well, that's terrific.
I'm really excited about the feedback. The thing is, the apparel is great, but for me, it's a byproduct to the message.
Yep.
The message is more important. It's the messages from other people that I receive that's making a difference, because they're using that mantra. Someone going through chemotherapy sent me a picture of them in the kitchen looking at their board, and their board was Project Keep Attacking.
Wow.
And it had his Monday to Sunday mapped out on how he was going to push forward on his battle against cancer. Someone else was in hospital, took a photo of them in their kit doing a stem cell transplant, and it's just things like that which makes it all worthwhile. And it's
That's got to make you feel good.
Massively does. It really does. I'm like, that's what my vision was, and it's just the start. I am motivated. I've got a vision. I've got dreams, which is important. And
We do the same loop again.
yeah, I'm going to try and achieve them. So
That's amazing, Brian. Good, congratulations. I'm full of admiration for you.
I appreciate
It takes a lot of effort. I mean, you've been fighting the whole of your life. I mean, in the cruelest sense, people have been shooting at you and then telling you you did everything wrong, questioning your loyalty and your integrity.
Yeah.
And you are the embodiment
Yeah.
of keep attacking. So I can absolutely get behind that. Oh, it's a real privilege to be able to run with you.
No, it's likewise. It's my privilege to have you join me on a run. It's good to let people know that, you know, no one's alone in life. Life is beautiful, but it's a demand. But it's about showing up and just trying to get through the day.
Well, that's what kind of has kept me going all these years of running every day, is you've just got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Running is a bit like running every day. It's a bit like life. Like some days it's easy.
Yeah.
Some days it's really hard.
Yeah.
Some days it's like this, it's a pleasure. Some days it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But your only choice is to keep doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's making good habits. And this is a good habit because it looks after your health, which without doubt will look after your mental health. Because they're both, you know, we should be looking at both parts
Very much.
as a neutral.
So what do you think about the stigma that still remains around mental health? Lots of people are trying to break it down, and it's something I feel very strongly about, but
Yeah.
there still is a stigma, especially amongst men.
And there's going to be for many years moving forward. But it's definitely the most vocal and visible that I've ever seen it. And it's a credit for people being brave enough to share their personal experiences, their personal stories,
Yeah.
which, you know, are very inspiring. But it's hard to do that. And hopefully, you know, there'll be more men and women having enough courage to say, actually, I'm feeling the pressure mentally, and I need to have the courage to create dialogue or open up to someone you trust and love, or go into a professional so you can start creating your own toolkit, what helps you through the day.
I'm guessing running and sport has helped you.
Yeah, I think, and it's also, I think, harder because the sports that I'm involved in is very masculine, and yeah, it's all about winning and being the best
Yeah.
you can be. And with that, it's hard when you start to show chinks in the armour. But I'm only human. I have a heart, and just get affected by things like the person next to me. So yeah, it's just, for me, ever since I have been spoken about my experiences and some of the mental pressures that I've gone through, it's the best thing I've ever done.
Do you ever regret speaking out?
No,
Because
no way, because I'm probably in the best position, well, I am, family-wise. I understand the way I feel some days because I've spoken to a professional, which has then given me a toolkit to reach into and to manage. But before, I was all about self-aid, and there's no such thing as self-aid.
how are the army with things like post-traumatic stress and so on? Because you've been through one of the ultimate in situations where anybody would be lucky to come out without some kind of trauma.
Yeah.
And reading your book, I was horrified about what you and some of your colleagues went through. But did the army offer much in the way of support?
I think the early days, they really didn't know how to, but they've created an incredible system now that is working. There is obviously a lot of work to be done still, but there's a team that's travelling around, you know, the military and actually doing presentations and creating dialogue, which has been, you know, a testament to the British Army for acknowledging the importance of the aftermath of what we've been through the last sort of 15 years.
Sure.
To even, to highlighting some problems about being overseas on just normal postings for Cyprus, for instance. And when you finish work, you could potentially just be in your room. You can't pop home because you're like hundreds of miles away.
Yeah.
And there's a responsibility there that needs to be taken serious. And
Sure.
And that's what I mean. It's been taken. It has been taken serious, which is really good to see.
So how's the Keep Attacking brand and business going? From the outside it looks like it's really blossoming, which is wonderful to see. You pleased with it?
Oh, it's been brilliant, honestly. When I launched it, I never thought it would move like it's moved. And I'm learning so much. I've made so many mistakes, which that's what we do, isn't it, in life? No one's perfect, but as long as you don't make the same mistake, 2 or 3 times, then it's fine to make them, and you just learn from them. And it's just brilliant to see people wearing the mantra with pride, using it to get them out of bed or through their illness journey or recovery journey, or the kids, giving it to them to go and push forward for your dreams and ambitions, because it doesn't come for free. You've got to work hard.
Damn right.
To achieve what you dream about daily, and it's having that keep attacking ethos which really can help with that. And like I said, it's just been very humbling to see so many people. I was out running the other day with my son, and actually we ran past someone wearing my kit.
That's amazing.
And it's a good feeling, definitely. I don't take anything for granted, you shouldn't expect to have things. You've got to work hard and create opportunities and have a vision and have that unstoppable work ethic, I think.
Well, if it was easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah.
And anything that's worthwhile, as I try and tell my children, is something you're going to have to work for.
Yeah.
And struggle for. That's just in the nature of it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And let's just see what happens. I'm busy at the moment with, we've just moved into production for the film.
How much are you involved in that?
Yeah, I'm like the military consultant. Hopefully I'll have a little cameo role.
Who's playing you?
Oh, I can't say yet. But it's all signed and done.
Can't wait to see it.
I'm under embargo at the moment, so...
Sure. I was only
it's
kidding.
It's not going to be long.
I didn't think you'd actually tell me.
Right. It's not going to be long until it's out. And we can then start to be prepared for it to go on TV.
And where's it going on TV? Where's the distribution?
BBC.
Terrific.
90-minute drama.
That's amazing.
So, I could never believe, 15 years ago, or even 10 years ago, when I was digging deep to try and get my belly off the floor. I was lower than a slug's belly at times.
Was it 10 years ago you were in the court with?
Yeah, around that. Not quite 10 years ago. 2015 was when I was in a dock.
Right.
But the run up to that was probably the hardest.
Sure.
And so now fast forward, and it's all going. It's all happening. It's crazy.
Well, that's really heartwarming. You've turned it around, and you didn't rely on other people to do it. You did it yourself, Brian, and that's...
I had good people around me though as well, which is important. It just wasn't me, and I owe a lot to some very close friends and family for sticking by me and believing in me. So that's the growth, really.
Good for you.
Growth through adversity, I think.
That's I really admire it. I admire the dedication you put to keeping your mind straight with fitness and sport and your business ethic, and you've done a terrific job. I really like it, and as I said, if there's any way I can help, then I'd like to.
Yeah, well, I very much appreciate it, and like I said, I don't take anything for granted coming out here today. You know, it's a pleasure for me also. It gets our fitness cracked in the morning as well.
Yep.
And done.
3 miles done.
And then
feeling.
and you can go and attack the day then.
Damn right.
So
do your kids share this keep attacking mentality?
Yeah. My oldest one is on one at the moment. He's got ambitions to become a Royal Marines commando.
Oh, good for him.
And having earned my green beret, I know what it takes.
Yeah.
But his self-discipline and motivation is infectious. And it's probably been good for me because I've been out with him and it's keeping me on my toes, because I want to keep pushing him as much as I can, and because I know there's going to be a time there, you know, I'm going to be chasing his tail. So
will he be the third generation of your family in the military?
Yeah.
Wow. That's after everything that you've been through, that says something towards your integrity, I think, Brian, that you've never given up on the military like they partially gave up on you.
The thing is, they give me a lot of the tools that I use to get me through some situations, and the British Army wasn't solely to blame for what had happened to me. It's an incredible organisation, belonging, gives people so many opportunities to be the best version of themselves, and I won't ever forget that, what they've done for me. And I haven't pointed the finger, I've highlighted lessons that need to be learnt. There's a veterans minister now who's working hard to try and eradicate witch hunts and extra pressure. I always said it was harder fighting to clear my name on UK soil than what it was on operations.
Well, Brian, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I won't shake your hand because of all the quarantine measures, but the government suggests we all get out and do some fitness, and I'm really pleased to be able to do it with you.
No, my pleasure.
Thank you, that was terrific, and really best of luck with Keep Attacking. It means a lot to me. It's kind of my thing, and keep the fitness up, and if there's anything we can do to help or whatever, if anybody watching this wants to get involved, check out Keep Attacking, check out Brian's social media. It's inspirational.
I appreciate it.
it.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
No worries.